MegaJared here, guys, and welcome to one of these story videos that I said I was going to start doing last, like, two weeks ago, or last week. I'm not really sure. I don't remember when I said that. Anyway, so the first story that I'm going to start with is my first job. Why? Because, well, I don't have anything else to pull out of my ass as of now that I can really think of, so that is what I'm saying. So my first job started in 2015. Yeah, that was 2 years ago now, huh? Damn. So summer, as soon as I got out of 10th grade. Basically, my dad handed me an application, right? And he was like, oh, I want you to work. So me and my buddies were all gonna get a job together, right? Me, Simon, and I don't remember if it was Anthony. I think it might have just like been me and Simon gonna get a job, right? Anyway, so me and Simon, right after that SpongeBob live stream that, yeah, I don't know if you remember that, but there was a lot of singing of the Lonely song from Akon. I don't know, it's a really old video. It's like it's a 900 subscriber special. Anyway, after that, me and Simon, we went to the kitchen, to my kitchen, and we sat there for like 2 hours writing a resume on the computer, right? Or not a resume, I don't know, we were writing an essay. Yeah, that's what it's called. We were writing an essay about like how alcohol and drugs affect life or something. I don't even remember. The job that I was applying for was a chemical health job, so that's kind of why that we need to say that kind of stuff. Anyway, that's not important. So me and Simon spent there an hour saying how like, oh, all this shit affected like the people and how it messed up people and shit like that. Anyway, we wrote about that. I actually had to write down everything I wrote on the computer rewrite it on paper. That took me like, I don't even remember, like 2 hours, right? And Simon did the same thing. I think I don't remember. It's been so long. I knew he wrote the essay, but I don't know if he put it on the paper. He wrote it, and then my dad gave us the hell was it? The resumes, or applications. Sorry, god damn, what the hell is up with me and resumes today? Applications. I apologize. I gave one to Simon, and I went and turned mine. We were gonna go turn it in the same day. Simon said it. He was like, "Oh, I'll turn mine in like a week after yours." So I went to go turn it in. I turned it in. Mine got in, and Simon said, "Oh, I can't do it because I have summer school." And I was like, "Well, what?" I was like, "Okay." Then I was like, I hope I don't get this job then because I don't want to work alone, right? And then Simon ended up not going to summer school, and I got a letter from the job. They told me no, right? And I was like, oh, thank God! I felt so relieved. And throughout the summer, I went like until June, I think. Yeah, I went till June, and I woke up to a phone call, right? And they were like, "Do you want the job?" And I'm like, no. And they're like, what? I was like, no, I'm not. No, I don't. And she was like, okay, bye. You know how that is? You called someone that applied for a job. You want it? No! I just wanted to apply. I should have said I found a different job or something. Anyways, I called my parents, and I was like, hey, Mom. I was like, yeah, they called, and I denied them. She's like, what? And I was like, yeah, I don't want to work anymore. She's like, why'd you do that? And I'm like, oh shit, why did I tell her that? Right? And then she's like, oh, she's like, you don't want your dad to know, he'll be pissed. And I was like, oh, okay. Right? So she had me clear the caller ID on the thing, and then I called my dad, and I had to tell him. I don't know why, I just felt so guilty about it. He's like, why did you say that? Blah, 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 they're not gonna take you now. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, fine, I'll do it. And then he was like, they're probably not gonna take you now, they probably already called somebody else. Blah, 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 blah. Right? So I called the place back and had to go through like 4 buildings, get transferred through 4 buildings. I didn't even know what the hell I was doing, in all honesty. I just had the phone. I was like, can I talk to this person? Who? I was like, oh, shit. I got offered a job. Oh! And then they're like, yeah. And then I talked to the woman. I was like, hey, I was a little bit tired this morning. I wasn't even really awake. So I was like, did you call? Because, and the sad part is, I got the job. Right? Surprisingly, I got the job. She was like, I was like, oh, can I start this day? Because blah, 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 I gotta go somewhere next week. And she's like, okay, blah, 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 blah. And then we discussed time off. Because I only took like one time off only took some time off from work. And that was like, after the first week, because I needed to I wanted to go to the carnival. That was the thing. I was like, bullshit, this job ain't interfering with that. Right? And I was like, I'm going out of town, blah, blah, blah. That's why I wanted to start later. And they were like, no, we need you now. Which was a complete crock of shit. Because the next day I went to the work up there, and they went to the office, and they're like, oh, where should we station him? And it's like, what? And I was like, okay. basically, they sent a group of kids, because it was a youth job, right? Summer youth or whatever. They sent a group of kids to a specific area, like a casino or some shit, which didn't make any sense. But they sent me to the nursing home instead of, like, I was like, sweet, nursing home. It's like air conditioning, summer. You know what I mean? Because some of their jobs were, like, outside with cutting grass and shit, and I was like, oh, thank God, I could have sit in an air-conditioned place with old people. I went to the nursing home, and we had this guy, this one person, like, not even, we were more of a, I'll be honest, we were more of a problem over there than we were help. Because where I live, I was the one with the most work ethic, which made no sense. Basically, all those kids were half-assed, and I remember they drove me down to the hospital, or to the nursing home, and I seen one of my coworkers, and I was like, sit down with them, like, hey, so what is this job about? Like, how much do you usually make? Blah, 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 blah. He's like, oh, we don't do, he's like, this job ain't shit. We don't do anything, we just sit here. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, we just sit here. We just sit up here and do whatever. I was like, oh, alright. Right? And he was not wrong! He told me the truth! He told me the truth. We went to the nursing home every single Monday, and we got to do, like, this job went from, like, Monday to Thursday, weekdays, but, so every Monday we went up to the nursing home, and we, what did we do? Shit, I don't remember. We got, like, an odd job, like, once a day, like, remember the first day they went there, it was probably the busiest day I've ever been there. Oh, Christ, he was like, oh yeah, go fill up these hummingbird feeders. So he's like, oh, go get these go clean them, basically, right? Go grab them and bring them back and clean them. So, me and my coworker went, and we got yelled at by old people. We walked outside and grabbed a hummingbird feeder, and next, you know, outside, the little voice inside the house, or inside the nursing home room, was like, hey, my mom gave that to me, oh, blah, blah, give me it back, you can't take that, what the hell are you doing? Right? And I was like, oh, shit. Like, I didn't grab it, it was the other kid that grabbed it, right? I was like, oh shit, what the hell is like, this is my job. And some big fat ass bodyguard came running around the corner. Hey, what you doing? And I'm like, I was like, do you know what's going on, boy? It was like, it's my job. I didn't say anything to him. My first instinct was to get the hell away from him, which is kind of dumb, but he was yelling at me and running at me, and he's like the size of a hippo, so it was scary, you know? It was horrifying. You look like that man from Lilo and Stitch with the ice cream. I told my coworker to go inside, right? And I walked inside behind him and locked the hospital door behind him. And he never went around the building to come get us. So, yeah, that was sweet. I was like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I just tried to avoid that part of the building for the rest of the day. And he never bothered us again for the rest of the summer. Weirdly enough, it wasn't no Diary of a Wimpy Kid shit where you know, make an enemy at the beginning of the summer and then, you know, shit gets wacky. The hospital kept giving us odd jobs, right? They gave us jobs where basically what the first scenario was. We get a job to go do something, then we get yelled at because we're doing it, right? They're like, clean this. We go to clean it. What the hell are you doing cleaning that? Right? My job was honestly lazy as shit. Like, we got told to do this, got told to do that. I got yelled at for working, even though my coworkers at one point were all playing Wii in the nursing home central house room. But yeah, they were all playing Wii, and I got yelled at because I was just sitting there like waiting for work, and I kept asking for what work was. I cleaned tables, I did this, I did that, and then I had nothing to do, so I just kind of sat down. I figured everybody else was playing Wii, so I could just sit down, you know. I didn't realize Wii was I didn't realize you get paid for playing Wii Jeopardy, you know. But that's what happens, right? And they yelled at me to do it. They're like, do this, and I did it, and I was like, oh, I'm done now. I was like, I did it. And they're like, oh shit. It's like they didn't expect me to work fast or something. It's like they expected me to take 40 minutes to clean one table off. It was dumb. It was really stupid. They were surprised that I actually worked. A lot of other shit happened in the office. Mostly, we just sat there, though. Tuesday through Thursday, whatever, we kind of just sat in an office room and did nothing. Our supervisor was shit. No, honestly, they just sat there and ate and played Facebook games and shit. It was lazy as hell. My job was literally going to work at 7 o'clock in the morning, sitting on an office table, and watching YouTube until 12 until I got on my break. And then I went back to work, and I'd watch YouTube for another hour, and then they let us off early every single day, so basically at 1. And the only time I've ever stayed there, the full entire day, was the first day and the last day that I worked. Which honestly made no sense. Here's an exclusive clip of the productivity at my work.
Ow! Watch these buckets again. That's how you're here. Looks in the bathroom. No, you have to. Did he kill someone?
Yeah, that was beautiful, wasn't it? They also threw a kickball at the ceiling. And their phone. And, I believe they threw a backpack at it, too. At the ceiling fan. I believe that happened. Yeah. It was honestly a really stupid job, and a lot of the time I did a lot of work. And for some reason, there wasn't much to do. I mean, probably because I did all the work, but my coworkers were lazy as shit, basically. They also sent us to the hell was it? I don't remember what it was. It was training, apparently, but it wasn't even training for our job! They just did it so they could go home. My supervisors were some sneaky little shits. They sent us to training for someone else. So they could leave early, and we didn't even do anything. I just left. I was like, you know what? I was like, fuck this. I'm going home. Went home. Nobody even noticed. I also left the hospital a couple times. I mean, I left once I got yelled at for not working and my coworkers were playing Wii Jeopardy. I kind of just got sick of it and walked out. Sadly, that happened, yeah. But anyway, the job sucked, and I remember at the end of it, they went to the freaking fair, and I didn't want to go with them, and we were getting paid for going and having fun at the fair. But, I mean, I don't know what happened to me. It was free money, and I didn't even take it. It was like I wanted to actually work for it was weird. What the hell? What the hell? Why? I worked for a computer basically all summer. The computer I'm using right now to record this. I didn't really know what I was gonna get, but I just saved up a whole bunch of money. I didn't even spend a single cent on anything else, actually. Besides extra, like, money that I had after the computer. But I spent that on, like, I don't even remember. I think I just spent it on Burger King and shit for my friends. Pizza. Stuff like that. So my first job was lazy as shit, and it wasn't really a job to begin with. It was more of just oh, let's come to work and just fuck around type of deal. That's all I got at JonTron. I needed to do something all summer, so I was like, shit, what am I gonna do? Started watching JonTron, set up a playlist, and watched every single episode of him up until now. Yeah, and I was like, oh, thank God, dude, you helped me through the summer. You know what I mean? Because it was boring as shit. There was one point at the hospital, whenever I turned JonTron up so loud that it made my ears bleed, and I'm not joking about that. I do have a picture. I'm not going to show it unless you want to see it. So if you want to see that, request that, please, and I will show it in some other video. It's just blood on the earbud is all it is. Yeah. Anyway, so it was a waste of time, but I got a computer out of it, and I guess it was a way to waste my summer, but it was something, I guess, right? Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you guys in the next video. If you guys enjoyed this story, I will tell another one about my first bitch or something if you want to hear something about that. It's probably what the next one will be about. I don't live a very interesting life, just to let you know. I live kind of a very plain thing, you know? As if you can tell, I mean, only a couple good things happen, but when they happen, only a couple good stories happen, but when they happen, they are really freaking weird, right? Like, they don't just happen for, like, an hour. They happen for, like, a week, a month, or whatever. You know? And if you guys are wondering if I'm doing any better about that whole 4-year thing, I could be doing better. I'll say that. I mean, I am doing good, but still, improvement counts, right? You gotta work your way a little at a time. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. MegaJared signing off. Leave a comment if you want to hear another story or what about. Just tell me what you want me to say.